What's going on, my lovely collective? Welcome to By the Season 4 Tarot. For those that are new to my channel, welcome. For those that are not new, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. This is just going to be a general check-in reading for the collective. And actually, this is definitely going to be a very powerful message for the collective. If you guys are new to my channel, please feel free to check out the description box below in ways you can get in contact with me, a link to my website, if you want to see more exclusive content. You can check out my Patreon, especially if you are wanting more exclusive content when it comes to fire sign readings. That is where you can have that is where you can catch those fire sign readings, is on my Patreon. I no longer have my other YouTube channel, Soul on Fire Tarot, any longer, and so that is where you can catch those fire sign readings if you're a fire sign or interested in one. So collective, as I was saying, this message is going to definitely be something very spiritual, very powerful. Some of you could be seeing a lot of signs and synchronicities during this time. 66 could be significant. You could be seeing 1111, 111, 911 could be significant. You could be seeing like all the angel numbers, right? Some of you could be seeing things through feathers, or you could be seeing your spirit animal, or you notice a certain animal has been coming to you, whether you see the same animal in person, on a picture, via the internet, whatever the case may be. Your ancestors are trying to get in contact with you, right? Some of you, I feel like Spirit is saying that you need to spend more time with them. You need to spend more time meditating, being in their energy, being in their presence, okay? Whether you believe in altars or not, I mean, it is what it is, right? Some of you could be interested in ritualistic work. And for those who just happen to just pray or recite whatever, Spirit wants you to spend more time with them. Your ancestors want to hear from you, okay? Because there's some sort of vital information that you're needing during this time, or you've been asking the divine for, but you have not been in this space of maintaining some sort of silence or stillness within yourself. And that's what they are seeking. They're seeking that one connection with you. Another message that I received was that there is going to be a great war. This is what I received. And I know, I don't know if it was on my Patreon or if it was on this channel, but I had posted a reading about revolutionary. And I don't know if it was on my, I don't know which channel it was on, but either way, it was called revolutionary. There's going to be a great revolution. Am I saying that right? I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Revolution, yeah. There's going to be some sort of change. And if for those that know the definition of what a revolution is, you know, it's considered a sudden shift change, okay? It's also considered a political change. It's also something that is happening to you, you know, energetically, a change in your mind, a change in your perspective here. And I believe the last definition was something about technology. So I have been meditating a lot lately, and keep in mind, guys, this is a no-face reading. This is a reading on the go. As I mentioned to most of my platforms, that this is how Spirit is calling me to do readings. Spirit speaks to me more when I am in stillness, when I'm in quiet, and that is me when I'm driving. So there is going to be a great war, and I do have the Eight of Swords at the bottom of the deck, right? There's a lot that we are not seeing about ourselves, about our life. the changes that we are making, or that we're needing to make. And whether this is an internal battle or this is a battle in the physical, a war within the physical, some of you, there is some sort of spiritual warfare. For others of you, this is talking about our economy. This is talking about our political leaders. There is going to be a great war. And as I was channeling this message from Spirit, I just saw a lot of our ancestors standing there and like chanting. They were chanting, and as they were chanting there, it's almost like they had this like most native tribes, they've had like those sword like things, or the stick with the spear on the top, and they were like banging it on the ground, like all like in a line, just banging it. There's something big that is happening to the collective, to obviously our society. For those that follow politics and follow our world, and the hardships that we are encountering at the hands of our political leaders, right? And for those that you know what's going on, you are into the stock market, and you're into financial accounts, your basic living. A lot is going on, and that is what Spirit just had on my heart. That is what Spirit had on my heart, that there is going to be a great war. And this great war has a lot to do with, yes, our political leaders, but it also has to do with evil and good versus evil versus good. It has a lot to do with that. And a lot of the collective has been, if you are part of the spiritual awakening, right? If you have went through that transformation, that dynamic transformation in your life, then you know that you are the one that is being called. And I'm not talking about people who are just saying it for clout. I'm not talking about those people who are just saying, I do this, I do that, because a lot of the collective, they're just following suit, right? And you get to decipher who is real and who is fake. And all those who are false prophets, are all those who are falsely speaking on the behalf of the divine, they are going to be persecuted. And you're going to start to see these false prophets, these people who speak on the divine's name but have no connection to the divine. You're going to start to see them fall. You're going to start to see them stumble. And the star card, I'm getting the star card energy here with Aquarius energy, and we have the Two of Swords. A lot of the collective who are actual spiritual, who have spiritual insight, who have divine insights, are being led to be quiet during this time and be in a spirit of rest, of reassurance. And those who know that you are spiritually in tune, that you're gifted in that sense where you communicate with the divine on that level, in that realm space, you know what I'm speaking of. There is this energy of stillness, and those who are following that suit, you know what I'm talking about. Like I mentioned, there's this energy of just not really wanting to speak, wanting to be more seclusive, because there is this energy where we need to reserve our energy during this time. We need to maintain a level of peace. We need to focus on our emotional intelligence, on our emotional security. We need to focus on our elevation, on our frequency, because right now the collective as a whole, there's a lot of evil that is working against us spiritual practitioners, us spiritually gifted. And you can feel it. It's this energy of just sensing it. You sense it. You feel it. Some of you may, as of recently, may have had, anxieties or like this anxious feeling, like this disturbance within your energetic field. And a lot of us are receiving upgrades when it comes to our third eye, our crown chakra, right? Especially for those who are in the process. Some of you are being called to continue to work on your generational lineage, your ancestral lineage, right? And another message that I received from the Spirit was the elders have spoken. So when it comes to this great war, there has already been a divine order that has been executed. Or is being called to be executed. And the elders have spoken. So there is this energy of maintaining your peace, needing a lot of rest. Make sure you're drinking a lot of water, you're staying hydrated. Make sure you're paying attention to your dreams and you're cleansing your energy here. If you guys are waking up in the middle of the night or in the morning, however you see fit, you're called to stand in prayer. Okay, you're being called to come into prayer for the collective, because while the world is sleeping, right, we always, us as spiritual beings, us as divine beings, we always have to be one step ahead of the enemy. And the enemy always sleeps, but spirit never sleeps, right? The divine never sleeps. So this is why in the middle of the night or at wee hours of the morning, when we are awakened, it is because we are to start proclaiming over the collective. We are to start praying and start praying for protection because of the spiritual warfare that is happening, because the enemy is trying to proclaim the lies of obviously our world, right? Everything that's happening, right? It's like almost like the Antichrist energy, but yeah, I feel like this message is meant for those who are truly gifted in the sense of having a strong intuition and having a divine connection, and those who are always being led to meditate and pray and be in spirit's energy, because naturally you're always in this energy. It's not something that you really have to break your head over, right? Because if you are someone who is spiritually in tune, you're always going to be in an energy of meditation. You're always going to be in an energy of prayer. You're always going to be in an energy of wanting to protect your family, your household, your, people that you're in contact with, your job, because at the end of the day, it's really not about us anymore. It's really about using our light working energy, using our heart space, using our mental strength to protect those that are blindsided, that have not been awakened yet. This is why we are called as light workers. This is why we are healers, because we are meant to heal those who cannot see, who cannot heal themselves. And a lot of the collective, you're going to start noticing that there are going to be people that are going to be drawn to you that have the same soul print as you, that have the same vision as you, and you and these individuals are meant to congregate with one another. It's almost like a fusion. It's almost like you're going to fuse your energy with other light workers, with other healers. You're going to connect with them, and it's almost like it's going to be like some sort of like atomic bomb of energy. And, collective, I feel that right now we need to stay on guard. And when you're being called early in the hours of the morning, or whatever the case may be, or even like while you're working or while you're driving, pray for our world, pray for our leaders of this world, because greed and envy and power is going to be the very thing that leads us to a war. So, collective, I don't know who needed to hear this message, but it's definitely very, at the same time, as I was receiving this message, and I started to get very emotional. I started to feel very emotional, because I feel like the divine is also very hurt by what is happening in our world, with our people, with our leaders, people who are losing their lives to war, to greed, to power, to murder, right? It's almost like you need to make it make sense. Our justice system is something that is very dysfunctional. It's dysfunctional. And we choose people, right? Because you have to vote to put people in leadership, and those people that we very well choose are the same people who are destroying our lives, who are taking all the things that we worked really hard for. So, I don't know. The outcome really is going to be what it's going to be. And like I mentioned, there is a war that's going to come. And I know that a lot of what I see on the news, it seems that it's headed in that direction. And war could be anything, right? It could be something that is electrical, right? It could be internet based. It could be power based. It could be money based, right? Because a lot of our money is funded through electronic now. Just imagine that. If you guys don't know anything about the stock market and how bad it's tanked, yeah. So it's time to hold on to your faith and pray. Thank you, collective. This was your reading. I hope that this reading resonated with you in some kind of way, shape, or form. Or so if it didn't, it's just a message for the collective about the plans that the divine, the laws, the orders that the divine has executed. There's a lot that's getting ready to change in our world. And if we haven't seen it now, if our political leaders, our economy, people in the world have not seen how Spirit has been warning the collective, the California fires, Russia, the war that's going on in the Middle East, all these hurricanes and freezing weather. The signs are there, but nobody's really paying attention. And that's the problem. That is exactly the problem.